There was absolutely no warning. Everything was instantaneous. I have never, ever heard anything that huge.
In 2024, we interviewed Hideko Tamura, a survivor of the Hiroshima atomic bomb.
The sound accompanied with grounds shaking.
Born in 1935, Hideko grew up in Tokyo during the reign of Emperor Hirohito.
I was attending Nagatacho grade school, and every time the imperial family went somewhere, they apparently had a wish for the children to be lined up on the streets so the emperor or empress could see the children. And the instruction from the teacher was, bow very deeply, the deepest possible, and stay down, bow down. Don't come up, because if you open your eyes and try to even by accident see emperor or empress, you'll go blind because they are God. So I was so curious if that's true, and I go blind. Everybody had bowed down so deeply, so nobody could see what I did. I raised my head and took a quick look at the passing entourage, and I saw Empress. Very fair, very pretty, I thought. But I was very happy to report to you, I did not lose my eyesight, and I did not go blind.
Hideko was 6 years old when on December the 7th, 1941, Japan attacked the US naval base of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. The next day, America entered World War II.
There was a radio announcement, and I was in Tokyo. I said, what happened? What happened? The war started. What war? Who is fighting us? America and England. So does that mean I can't see Charlie Chaplin anymore? I had no idea what was happening.
After Hideko's father was drafted, his parents wanted the family to move to their estate in Hiroshima.
My father was very gentle and very loving, and I was just attached to him. I just loved him, and feeling was mutual. It was a father-daughter that was inseparable. So when he was drafted, he was immediately used in the transport division of Hiroshima Harbor. My father was one of the officers supervising the supply, medicine, food, weapon, going abroad. And I hate to say this, my mother and I absolutely hated being in Hiroshima. They spoke a different dialect. We had no idea what they were talking about. And we didn't fit into country life.
Over the next 3 years, the Allies turned the tide of war in the Pacific, edging closer to Japan's home islands. By 1944, their bombers were in range of most Japanese cities.
Major cities, medium cities, small cities, they were all, carpet bombed away. Although Hiroshima wasn't bombed that much, we were trained right away. When the incendiary canisters come down and start the fire right away. We didn't have hydrants all over like, you do to connect to hose and water. So what we did was we either went to the well or the running water source and filled the bucket with water, and then large number of women passed from one person to the other for an ineffective way of putting out carpet bombing. But we thought we had to do it that way because that was the only way we knew.
By the summer of 1945, an Allied victory appeared inevitable. The Allies demanded Japan's unconditional surrender, but Japan refused. In response, the United States decided to deploy a new weapon to force Japan to yield. Hideko was 10 years old.
Early evening, August 5th, 1945. I was home. We took a bath and splashed the water all over and had a great time. It was a beautiful sunlight, and the window was open, and just a beautiful tree and plants and sunlight and birds and insects. You know, they don't have war or warning siren. Butterflies and, oh, everything. So very pretty. I was at the top of the world. How ironic that was. The moment before, the worst, most horrific experience of my life. There was absolutely no warning. Everything was instantaneous. I have never, ever heard anything that huge. And the sound accompanied with grounds shaking.
At 8:15 a.m. local time, on August the 6th, 1945, the United States dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, the first nuclear weapon used in war. Hideko's mother was in central Hiroshima.
Oh my gosh. It's very difficult to speak about my mother. You know, early that morning, like 7:30, you know, the bomb happened at 8:15. And the duty she was expected to perform that morning was to go to what is known today as Ground Zero area and assist with making fire lanes, helping move emptied, evacuated houses in that area. And of course, you know, she didn't make it.
At home in the north of the city, Hideko felt the earth shake. In the chaos, she clung to the memory of her mother's instructions, what to do if the bombs came.
If a bomb falls here in the garden or on the house, you have to find the space between sturdy furniture, run there and stay there and cover your head with cushion. So I did exactly what she had told me. If I had no instruction, I don't think I would have survived in the pitch dark. This shaking went on about 15 minutes. You know, and stuff coming down on top of you and everything. The horrible, horrible shaking. I really thought during that time I was going to be killed. And really said to myself, this is what it's like to be killed in the war. But there was cracks, spaces, and I was able to crawl.
As her home began to collapse around her, Hideko escaped the house by crawling over a sea of shards. She'd barely managed to avoid being crushed to death.
The glass pieces, they just scattered all over in small and large pieces. And so when you were crawling out, that was a danger. So I looked at my right leg. Oh my God, what am I going to do? I found a pumping well, and then I knew you had to clean. That I knew. So I cleaned the dirt off, and I don't remember how I did it. because I hate thinking about it. I started to take the pieces off my right leg. The day I became adult instead of a child.
But Hideko had little time to tend to her wounds.
The radiation heat, radioactive heat started fire all over within 3.5 minutes. And I noticed across the street, the whole block was over. Everything ended. I decided, well, I got to get out of here. My mother told me, stay away from the fire and get to the riverbank. So I did exactly what she had told me. But when I got to the riverbank, everybody said, the plane came back. And zoom, coming down. And so all of us ran by the shallow water and hid behind the vegetation. And that's the plane that came to take the picture of what happened to Hiroshima. And the military map, declassified, shows the miserable state that the Hiroshima was turning into.
Hiroshima, seen from the air after the atomic bomb blast that virtually erased this city of 340,000 people from the earth.
Everything was burned down completely, including our house.
The atomic bomb on Hiroshima wiped out an area of 5 square miles. It killed an estimated 140,000 people, including Hideko's mother and many other relatives.
Hideyuki, he was my beloved cousin, my brother, playmate, loved him to death. We used to play marble. We used to play everything together. He was at ground zero, helping to make a fire lane, and how he might have died, we have some inkling. It's the children melted there, you know, and no one had any skin left. The clothes burned. It breaks my heart to share the story. Even today, after 80 years, his death, it hurts my heart, breaks into zillion pieces. I feel it. I loved him.
Hideko survived the initial blast, but she was far from safe. She once again remembered her mother's advice and ran.
I fled on foot alone on August 6th, and making a long story very short, ended up in being sheltered by a farmer. He took me home, and I stayed there. It was an incredible journey, but when he found out I was who I was, he knew exactly where our house was. And he was able to, even after the city was burned to ashes, trace back to our house where my father was alone, sitting. And the last of our house was burning down into ashes. And it was absolutely surprised with joy that I somehow made it and was alive.
Although Hideko survived the nuclear blast, the radiation nearly killed her.
I was inside, so I didn't get burned, okay? And I breathed the air plenty. And during my escape, the rain that stained black, you know, Black rain, I did have that.
Radiation sickness drove Hideko's temperature above 41 degrees Celsius. Her father encouraged her to fight the illness. Fight to live.
I don't know if that had a tremendous, shocking effect of bringing me back to some kind of a feeling of a wish to live. I'm sure everybody has in the inside of their body, when things get very bad, either their system has to have a will to fight, and it has to come somewhere. I don't think it's, everybody has it naturally, but my father, I'm sure, helped.
3 days after Hiroshima, on August the 9th, 1945, the United States dropped a second atomic bomb, this time on Nagasaki, killing around 80,000 people. 6 days later, Japan surrendered. The Second World War was over. Hideko moved to the United States in 1952. She has campaigned for a peaceful world ever since, including working with the Nobel Peace Prize-winning organisation, Nihon Hidankyo.
And Hidankyo is an organization of bomb survivors. And I have given a lot of support to them. The physical agony and mental agony and physical troubles we've had, we all said pretty much in harmony, we don't want anybody else to experience this. The young people don't talk about it. They don't know them. Some people living in other parts of Japan hear that the nuclear bomb was dropped in Japan, and they said, oh, really? But young people are not that concerned. But the social contract has to be there for us to realize what we are living in today and make agreement to live and save our civilization.
We hope you enjoyed this video on the experiences of Hideko Tamura, a survivor of Hiroshima. If you would like to see more compelling stories of individuals who lived through historical events, then make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. And please do give the video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.